And what is going on, everybody? My name is Chad. Welcome back. We're gonna test out normal volume this week, hopefully. I'm pretty sure my next door neighbor is just like, I think it's just an office. I'm not positive. There's a sign on it that says something about like being like a real estate group or something. So my hope is that hopefully it's a shell house. Like they just have it as like either storage space or they're trying to get an address that way they can, get mail at places. I don't know. That's my hope. Because then I can talk normally. Even right now, I think I'm a little bit muted compared to where I used to be. So we'll find out. But I think we'll be good, hopefully. I think I'm allowed to talk in my own house. But yeah, I moved in, have all my stuff. Very tired. I just got done teaching kinda at the English school that Genki also has, and I liked it a lot, had a lot of fun, but it is very tiring talking for 5 hours, so I'm a little hoarse and I'm physically exhausted, but I'm gonna get this video up because I promised it to you guys. Yeah, I guess let's just kind of do a mental check. Where am I at? Grocery shopping was interesting because like I've shopped before, but I've never done like shopping only for me and try to plan out everything that I'm gonna eat for a week, month, 3 weeks. 3 weeks is less than a month. I've never had to do that before, and especially being on such a tight budget, being a student, it's been interesting. If you guys want to follow my food cooking adventures and to show how cheap eating in Japan can actually be, which there's only been one day so far I've used more than $9 a day to eat, cooking 3 full meals a day. I'll link a Tumblr blog I started down below where I just take a picture and document how much everything is and what I'm cooking and what I'm eating. So if you guys are interested in moving to Japan, you obviously have the option. And yeah, cooking's been a breeze. I cook for myself a lot anyways, but I had a couple things I had to throw out, which means basically that was just money down the drain because I didn't use it in time, or maybe I misused it or didn't store it right, because I do not for the life of me know where to buy Ziploc bags or like storage containers. Probably check out the Daiso this week, but unfortunately I had to throw a couple things out. Luckily it wasn't that much, but it still sucks. You're a college student, you don't want to throw anything out. But luckily for me, so I have like in my food budget, which I'll probably make a video on like how much it costs to live in Japan eventually, but like in my food budget I have 2 like separate categories. So it's like my grocery list is right here, and then I have a chocolate list, which is just a budget for chocolate because I would get very sad and depressed if I didn't have chocolate. And then there's this third part, and that part is going out to eat. And so I have like $10 a day, $10 a week more or less, just to go out and have, ramen or soba, whatever I want to eat within reason. But this week, the one place I went, I purposely got myself lost, like around my house, trying to find a place I've never been to before, especially since I know Hakata so well. And I found this little shop that had, the thing that got me in there was I saw, it was all in Japanese, but a sign that said, Motsunabe, 1 person is okay. Because mostly Motsunabe is like a shared bowl dish that you need at least 2 people to eat. And this one said, hey, you can have Motsunabe by yourself, it's okay. And I didn't have anyone to eat with, and it was raining outside, so I'm like, let's just go in here. And the staff were awesome. It was pretty much just me and one dude at the bar. And immediately the guy at the bar tried to talk to me in English, which is fine. Obviously I'm American, that's totally cool with me, but we actually became really fast friends. He didn't realize I spoke a lot of Japanese. I don't think anyone really does. I mean, you look at this and you totally think, hey, he's on the level. But yeah, we talked for probably an hour or 2 in Japanese, and they helped me study a lot and helped me practice a lot, and which I really needed because I'll explain later, but this week has just been full of highs and full of lows, so it's just been very nice to sit down and talk to people who are just genuinely nice and kind. But it was weird because I had all this money to spend, and the guy ended up ordering me food he wanted me to try, and I was like, I can't really afford it. I didn't tell him that, but he ended up leaving, and we said goodbye, and I ended up staying and talking to the family for a while, and found out that me and their daughter actually go to school pretty close to each other. And after all that, I was about to pay, and the wife was like, no, don't do that. He paid for you. And I was like, this complete stranger I just met at a bar who just went here to drink after work ended up paying for my food, all of it, like not just the stuff he ordered for me, like everything. And that was a good feeling. And I will for sure be going back there. I don't know when, but I will for sure be going back there. They are just the coolest people ever. It's just this little hole in the wall. I mean, it's smaller than my apartment. It's, you know, maybe 25 square meters, and they're just so open and so loving and so great, and I love people like that. So I think it's called Genki Ya. Genki's in hiragana, and Ya is the kanji for like house, or like it's the same one you use for like heya, like your room, in case any of you guys want to Google it or find it. I don't even think it has a website, but who knows, maybe it does. Oh yeah, and then I gotta go fishing. So I packed all of my like fly fishing stuff, which if you guys don't know what fly fishing is, they kind of drop everything. They kind of look like this, even though you can't see it. They're like little flies, kind of tied with like feathers and yarn and stuff. And you know, I ended up making really good friends with the I don't know what you would call him. I guess he's like an owner of this fishing shop that's like it's right down the street from me. And he goes, yeah, you can use that. It's mostly in the mountains. If you use it in the city, you're gonna get really small fish. Why don't you try this? And so he hooked me up with, he wasn't just trying to upsell me. Like, he was genuinely just being a cool dude. But I mean, I got a full like rod and reel set. Like, here, I'll show you. Actually, I'm lazy. I'll show you a picture on the screen somewhere. I got a full rod, a full reel, for like 1,500 yen, and got a bunch of little lures. And they sell a lot of used lures, so you get a lot of really fair priced, like, you know, little bits and pieces of different lure stuff. And I ended up going fishing. He told me where to go, and all this conversation happened in Japanese, which made me feel very validated. But he told me to go to the Takeshita stop, which is one south of Hakata Eki on the JR path. And you get off, and you're gonna hang a right, like the first right you can take, and you're just gonna go to the river. It doesn't matter which way, there's like a split off, but just get to the river. And I ended up doing that, and you know, tied on, and I found this creepy Totoro looking thing that was watching me fish that really creeped me out. Probably shouldn't have creeped me out, but it creeped me out. And then I almost immediately snapped both the hooks that he gave me off on this weird ledge type thing. I didn't really snap it off. What ended up happening was these things, you could not pull it hard enough to snap. Like, I was on 10-pound test and these giant metal hooks, and like this thing was not snapping off. I had to clip it off with some toenail clippers because I forgot my clippy things back at home. But I was out of lures, like 4 casts in, and I was so like mad and frustrated, and so I ended up walking down, you know, about 100 feet, and I saw a kid that was fishing, and we ended up talking a lot. He's a third-year high school student, and I had to ask him like, where was a shop around here, because I've never been to Takeshita. And he made me feel really nervous because he spoke, I don't know if it was a different Ben, like a different dialect, but I just couldn't really understand him, and it made me feel so stupid because then he started speaking in broken English and like really slow, broken down, bad Japanese, and that it feels kind of patronizing for someone who's kind of devoted their life currently to studying that language. So that kind of made me feel terrible, and it made me self-conscious, and I started screwing up my Japanese, so he thought my Japanese was worse, and it was just, it sucked. But we did, you know, come to a consensus. There was a store, and he, you know, got on his phone and taught me how to get there, and I found it, which was more of a confidence boost that I needed for sure. So yeah, that day was kind of a bunch of high and lows. But the lures I got this little minnow lure. I got this little minnowy looking thing from that new shop after I lost those other ones, and I ended up catching my first fish in Japan on it, so that was definitely another high. I was just about ready to go home, and I was just going up and down the little riverside I think I was fishing in the Nakagawa. You know, found this little stump, and I saw a fish rising come up, and so I just threw this minnow right through it and took it, and could not for the life of me figure out what it was, because right when I pulled it out of the water, it like breathed out like air and went, and I'll show a picture, it kind of looks, I mean, my first thought was catfish, but I've never seen a catfish that looks like that, so maybe it's like a special Japanese catfish. I don't know, but I was super kind of about that life, and so super stoked, and I didn't know what the fish was, so I stopped this Japanese girl walking past me, and we just struck up a conversation for a while trying to figure out what that thing was, and then talking about her experience going to America, and me studying in Japan, and that conversation was only in Japanese, and it felt fluent. I understood everything. She didn't speak slow, and I still understood her. I was right off. I didn't have to think about stuff. I was just bam, 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 and so that was the biggest confidence boost ever. I was so happy. found out that we live like right next to each other. Like we're almost neighbors randomly. And this place is like 40 minutes away from where I live. And just by chance, I caught her walking past me. And if I didn't say hi to help me, I would have never known that. And now we're friends. We added each other online. So that's how you know we're actually friends. If you're line friends with somebody.